Hey everybody and welcome back to Age of Strife. So, we skip ahead a few days in time. Let's come back on Sunday the 8th just to make our numbers a little bit easier for the future. I don't think the one day makes a difference for your objectives.
There are some things that we would do in that time.
Sure, what do you want to do?
Yeah, God, there's a lot. There's so much to do.
Well, pick
Well, we
one
don't-
thing and do that one thing. Or,
Yeah.
not necessarily, but let's...
Conversations.
Alright, who do you want to talk to?
Okay, there's really two big things. One is just a housekeeping thing of the socialites. That's the first thing, and I guess we need to speak to the Countess in regards to the caravanners.
Mm-hmm.
Is a big one.
Okay, so speaking about socialites.
Sorry.
There's
And
one thing that
Those two.
the one
and
thing
the
I'd like to do the very next day is to find out whether the fresher soldiers came back successful or not.
Oh, yeah, that's probably a good idea.
It's pretty easy to do, right?
They did not. They came back minus the 5 people that went into the woods. They just didn't come back out of the woods.
All right. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh dear.
unfortunate.
Yeah.
Do we know how much longer the caravan's going to be in Wadsworth?
They usually stick
What?
around for a week and then head back out. So it's
Are
been
they-
a few days.
Are they still being held in prison?
No, they've been released. So your socialites in general have come back, finding that the servant in question does indeed come from Darbloon, and his family, if any, is probably still in Darbloon. No one knows yet if he's married or unmarried or has living relatives, but through delicate conversation paths, it is come that he is the personal servant to Lord Kel Rugsman Greendall and comes from Darbloon.
That's what we knew last time. We found out both of those pieces
I
of
think-
information.
Yeah, I think last time they said that he wasn't from Wadsworth, and it was suspected from Darbloon. This is confirmation that he comes from there.
Right, okay. Perhaps it might be a good idea to get one of our servants to, because if we go in there asking questions, that might get the town talking. We could talk to Ronald's folks and find out some more information. Go there on the premise of giving them some money for Ronald's death.
I'm not sure that I really want to talk to Ronald's parents.
Oh, I don't want to either, but I definitely
I'm not sure that
don't
I
want
to
to
give them
either.
money either. I don't know. Well, I suppose we'll have to look into that.
I think it's probably the best way to ask about the details without raising the attention that we are searching for him.
You could be right. Did we learn the servant's name from all this, or just that he's from Darbloon?
Just that he's from Darbloon. Your family's trying to get these answers without tipping their hand anyway. So, just kind of asking where their people come from.
It's
You know
on the way
his
down to Nixon.
job. You know his job, and that's probably worth more than his actual name.
If we could find his family specifically, that would be nice.
It would be, because then we have leverage over him.
Neal.
Yes.
Stefan and Luther have seen this guy well enough. Did they tell his age?
Yeah, he was in his late 30s, you think.
That's a clue.
It is. 30s. So, Stefan, did you want to... this is mostly your business with the socialites that you've been working on. I suppose you can handle that. Did you want to go talk to the Countess like we spoke about?
Well, if the caravanners are gone, I think we need to speak to them before they leave. They might not want to stick around now, given the events.
That's true.
Because we need a mason to come up. So we need to get that organised now, so we can see to be doing things. So I think the caravanners might be more important.
It sounds right.
But what would we go to the countess with? I think
Just
we
for
should wait.
support, really.
Yeah, I think we should tie that in with handing in the report. That will give us a reason to speak.
Fair enough.
So we'll wait for Max to finish his counting bricks exercise.
Yes.
Are you guys going to wait for Max to do that before you go forward with any other plans?
No, I'd say we'll probably head down and pick that up next time.
Okay, so where to now? Or what to now?
So we want to go see the town crier. Want to go to the caravanners. It's probably the two big things. Oh, and talk to the socialites.
Well, let's start with the first one. Caravan, the town crier. You can find him. He's currently delivering messages, preaching about the brave soldiers who lost their lives in the Blackthorn Forest trying to bring the werewolf to justice, how their sacrifice was for the people, and how they will never be forgotten. All hail the poor dead members of the Thresher household guard.
They didn't have to die.
He steps down from his little podium or his little soapbox and starts moving in your direction. Stops, seeing you guys there. His heavy girth kind of keeping him in place. He gives you a bit of an eye and says, "Thorns again. Always in my side. Do you have business with me?"
That's a rather forward statement to make.
Yes, quite rude, actually. But we did
I'm sorry, my lords. I thought I was being humorous. My apologies. I was attempting a joke.
You know, for someone whose job it is to speak publicly, you'd think that you would have learnt the art of humour in.
Now.
My apologies. I have clearly
Uh,
misrepresented myself.
I suppose you heard about the meeting with the Countess and all the houses.
Yes, my lord. I most certainly have.
Do you know what went on in the meeting?
Yes.
Have you been spreading that? Have you been spreading that news?
I have been doing as I've been instructed.
And what are those instructions?
To assure the people that there will be a full cooperation between all the families to patch up the walls and deal with the problems that have been facing Wadsworth for some time now.
Oh, well, that's quite good then.
Yes.
Very good. It seems the Countess is certainly up with that side of things. Very good.
Well, what do you expect from the Countess? I mean, she is the Countess after all. This is her duty.
She's certainly doing good work recently. It's good to know we're on the same page.
Right. Town crier, she's not here right now, so you don't have to be, you can be playing with us.
Are you implying that I think less
Sister.
of her?
No. I was just seeing if you were just saying, or if you actually do believe in our great leader.
Good townsman. And that was our sister's attempt at a joke to match yours.
I'm terrible at jokes as well.
I see. Of course. My apologies, Lady Thorne. It went over my head.
That there, man, is true humor.
Right. Is there anything I can do for you, lovely roses, today?
Now there you go.
I think you seem to be doing quite the good job already, actually.
Oh, then. If
I would
you
just
don't
add
mind,
that-
there's a tasty chicken waiting for me back home.
Well, perhaps while you're eating that chicken, perhaps you can add a little bit more theatrics to the message by just reminding everyone what's at stake here, the goblin attacks, etc. But apart from that, good work.
There is wisdom in your words, my lord. Yes.
Of course there is. That's why we're in this position.
Yes, my lord. He gives you a stiff bow and kind of waddles off. He's a
I guess
very heavy-set man.
I guess we can go straight from there to the caravan, since it's probably right by.
It is right by. It's just across the market, maybe a couple 100 feet. So you hop, skip, and jump over there, and find yourself in front of these booths that have been set up by the caravan.
Greetings, good caravanners. I suppose we haven't met, actually.
The shopkeeper, the clerk in front of you, gives you a broad smile. And what can I get for you today, my lord?
Well, we came to request some armor, for one. Leather armor. Stefan, how many suits do you think we need currently?
I don't know. We didn't actually talk to kill Reginald before that.
I think leather armor can be made here. You just need a leather worker to make leather armor.
Okay, and we have
Right.
that.
Right.
The only thing we really need to speak to the caravanners because we don't have leverage over them if they're not in prison. So the only thing that we really need is the mason. I don't know if we can do the other things.
Yeah, Okay. And I guess I will talk to him about this. I'd like a silver sword. If that's
Short
something-
sword, arming sword.
Arming sword. Maybe some small engravings as well. At the base.
She pulls out a ledger that has a whole bunch of other notes in it and starts writing these things down. And what sort of engravings would you like at the base?
Just a small rose.
Right. Rose engraved in the base of a silver arming sword.
Yes, that's correct. And another thing, this is more specialist work, I suppose. Are there any smiths in Highport that can work with mithril?
I believe there are, if one has a quantity of mithril necessary for them to do their workings. I don't think anyone has such precious metals just lying around.
I've acquired a small amount, actually.
You did?
See.
We have mithril.
Yes, we do.
When did we get this mithril?
Recently, I bought it off a man just the other day. I'm not sure how he got it, but
So let me get it straight. You bought some mithril,
yes, the details are not important right now, Stefan.
but you didn't have any way to use that, and you spent our money to do so.
We certainly do, as we've
This-
just learned.
This is an investment, right?
It isn't. Please, this is quite important, ma'am, or sir, ma'am or sir,
Ma'am.
ma'am. How much do you think it would cost to have a dagger made out of such mithril?
Well, if you have the metal already,
I do.
Trying to do some math here. It would cost probably only in the realm of 28 gold.
Sounds perfectly good to me. I'll go fetch the mithril and the gold in a moment.
Right, and a silver arming sword. Do you have the silver on hand already?
No, I do not have the silver for that.
She starts making some notes. Let's see. The silver for the weapon will be what is that? 18 gold plus. Let's see. At 15 for the work. She starts jotting some notes. Is that right? I think that'll be about 27 gold, please and thank you, for the mithril, no, the silver arming sword, and what did we say? 28 for the dagger. 27 and 28, and our transportation fee of 20% brings us to 66 gold pieces.
Very well.
Your items will be brought back within a month, and they are fully insured. Should the caravan be attacked and destroyed, you will be receiving your, you will be refunded your gold value in entirety.
Very good. One more thing, if it's possible.
Yes?
I'd like a rose engraved in the mithril dagger as well.
I see. Let's... Okay, let's call it an even 75 gold. I'm not sure what the smith will charge for that. There may be a slight refund or a slight extra fee upon delivery.
Very well. I'll go fetch the mithril and the gold. I'll be back shortly.
Excellent.
And kind of
once
take my
we're
arm and try to shepherd everyone with me.
yeah. So, brother, what are you doing? We don't have that much gold. How much gold do we have at the moment?
332, if my count is correct.
So you're going to spend 75 gold. How much did it cost you for mithril?
I get like close and I start whispering a little bit, or at least keeping my voice down. That cursed necklace, I traded it for mithril.
That was worth 300 gold. In fact, it's a specialty item. You could have got slightly more than that. You traded 300 gold for a lump of ore that you couldn't even work.
But I'm getting it made into a dagger. We can use it.
That does not keep the head above our... Oh. When I think you're doing well, you go and do... Oh. Well, whatever. When we are paupers and we lose the house, at least you'll be able to cook up beggars with your mithril dagger.
I got rid of that necklace with the curse on it, and they don't even know it came from me. I think
yes,
did quite good work.
You could still have got monetary value. You obviously traded it for mithril ore.
But if it really comes down to it, the mithril dagger will be worth a lot.
No one is in the position in Wadsworth to buy that.
Well, certainly.
And when you trade it, you're not going to get full market value.
Oh, well.
No, brother, this is not a wise investment. In any case, you forgot the whole point of why we're there, and that's to see if we can get a mason up so we can actually get the wall rebuilt.
Okay, you deal with that then, and I'll go get the mithril.
And
I promise it will all work out.
All right. I'll go tend to Arthur's wounds. Remember, an investment. I trust you.
It will all work out.
Well, I like the fancy dagger.
So, Ginger tends to Arthur's wounds. Luther goes to fetch mithril ore. Stefan talks to the clerk a little bit longer about bringing a mason up.
Yeah. That's a number one priority.
I'm not sure I understand what you mean. You'd like to hire a mason and have him brought here?
Yes, correct. Or let anyone who would be willing to come up, that they would be the only mason in the whole town.
She nods. Okay. We will look into this. What sort of offer are you prepared to make?
Let me consult the economics table.
Allow me to consult my table.
Stonemason gets paid half a gold a day, or 3 gold a week,
Jesus.
or 12 gold a month.
And you'd have to like offer him extra money to move from his
Yeah.
secure location to our new location, right?
No, it's only a temporary. So as I'll say, certainly the offer will be the standard plus a little bit extra if they can do a good job. Since this is to rebuild the wall, but then certainly let them know that, and perhaps future workings to come in after that. We would be prepared to arrange the lodgings for the individual.
By arrange, you mean cover the costs of?
That's correct.
Okay. For what period of time should the mason expect to be employed?
To rebuild a wall,
Okay. So
and possibly after that.
many months then.
Most likely, yes.
Okay.
Mate, if you could, we're looking for someone of who does good work.
Of course, of course. We would never bring you someone of inferior quality. You're looking for a journeyman stonemason then.
Journeyman would certainly be the baseman.
Perfect. Okay, well, we will do our best to find you a single stonemason. Okay.
Yes.
And just so you may be aware, there might be a family coming up with him as well. So
That would make sense. Well, I would prefer a family man. Also, let him know there may be he may also have to do some training as well.
okay.
take on the
Standard wages, 12 gold a month.
Yeah, so we are open to negotiation depending on the quality of the references of the man, but certainly that is the base that we'll be offering.
Okay. 12 gold a month, not including room, so his accommodations for his family will be taken care of for a period of many months while the wall gets rebuilt.
Correct.
Okay, excellent. This is a little bit of an unusual request. Let me speak with my madam before I can give you a final word on this, and to figure out what our fee for such a thing would be.
Quite.
Okay. So she hurries off, talks with the head of the caravan, comes back a little bit later and says, her ladyship says, should this deal work out, she will we will charge you 20% of 1 month's worth of wages. So 20% of 12 gold is 2.4 gold for the transportation of the man. Plus transportation of him because he needs to be fed and his family. So depending on how many family members he has, maybe 4 to 8 gold to bring him up here.
The details not important. We agree to this, and thank
Excellent.
you for your generosity in this matter.
Excellent. Good doing business with you all. When your brother returns, we will sort out the payment for the weapons and expect to see you. I think we'll be back next month near the 12th-ish, give or take.
Very good. Also, just another matter as well. We have never been to Highport. Just trying to determine what does Wadsworth have that Highport would need. Why do you not trade south?
Oh,
It
well,
seems like you're only making half the profit.
we do take a few goods southward. We take some silks. Mostly silk. Occasionally some interesting pottery or a little bit of jewelry here or there. We pick up a few things in Wadsworth. We picked up a wonderful brooch earlier this week.
Jeez.
Or necklace or
Really?
something. Yes.
Ah,
There are a few things that we do take southward, but there's generally not a lot of production of exotic goods, and we tend to deal in the exotic.
I see. Tell me about Highport. it's bigger.
Well, the capital city is quite large. It's situated on a 20 or 30-foot cliff overlooking the ocean. Let's see, it has high walls, 30 feet tall, that surround the city. Turrets every so often. The keep is in the center of town, on a slight artificial hill, raising it above, giving it a good view over the walls. Our king is His Royal Highness Orwin Ironworm, after his father just passed away some months ago. I'm not sure what other details you would be looking for, Lord.
What are the nobles like there?
The same as they are anywhere, I
I don't think
suppose.
could be quite correct. I would imagine that there'd be more bustling over there, more intrigue, more.
Very much so. The town is the city is larger than Wadsworth by a significant amount, but the population is much, much higher. I notice here that you have some buildings that stand empty. That would never happen in Highport. Everything is quite packed and overcrowded, and the populace has spilled out on the other side of the wall somewhat. This is after diminishing significantly in the Pirate War, and it's been a rough
So Highport is expanding again.
century.
Then is what you're saying? New villages coming up, new produce.
I wouldn't say they're expanding. I'm saying that despite the contraction, it is still overflowing.
So people are moving from the country to the city then.
There was always an influx from the country to the city.
Obviously, I meant more than that.
Well, I wouldn't go so far as to say Highport is truly growing. It's just... they have everything.
So it's stagnating. It's stagnating, but it's big enough to...
I don't really understand what you mean by stagnating.
Stagnating. Are there new villages coming out? Is the expansion of territory? Are the farmers out there farming? Is
the farmers are farming. The people are doing their things. Life continues. I guess stagnation is accurate, although the nuances of the definition imply an unpleasant state of a lack of growth. I think a more accurate a term might be they are maintaining, or they are as they have been in the past. Not quite stagnation, but a continuance of what was before.
Right. So are their lands fully occupied and productive?
Yes. It is a wetter country down there. There have not been as many problems with floods or droughts or fires. So the farmland near Highport has been better maintained.
And no threats since the Pirate Wars to the region?
I wouldn't say that there have been no threats, but I would say they've been maintained. There have been dwarves spotted to the southwest, and there have been raids by various monstrous humanoids, orcs and hobgoblins, and that sort of thing, on the outlying farmlands, sometimes crossing the river and attacking things a little bit closer. There have been bandits, lots of bandits in the area, problems with thieves running through the town, assassins. Things are a bit of a mess.
Normal stuff.
Yes, things are continue.
That's it. And then the nobility, I'm guessing they live in much more luxury than us.
Some of them do, Lord. Everything there is a little bit grander in scale.
I think it's time I moved. Well, good day. I think that's everything. Tell me, who sold you the brooch?
I did not buy it myself. She did over there. It was sold by a gentleman. I guess.
Very good. You just described half the city.
I'm sorry, I don't know the person who sold it to us.
That's okay. It's of no matter. Just interesting to see in this shitty place how someone could have accrued something so valuable as you've brought it up. That's okay. Good day.
Okay. All right, so Autumn and... I'm sorry, Ginger and Arthur. Anything you guys are doing in particular?
I don't think so. We already got my dagger, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So for these 3 days of rest, we're gonna tend to the wounded and just keep listening to the news for maybe the return of any threats.
Okay. So we'll pass a few days. No news of any threats. The guys don't return from the forest. And a few days later, everyone's patched up, healed up, and ready to go to Nixon.
Sorry, just one other thing, Neil, is just the socialites. I want to gather them
Yes.
and get them to continue to develop the servants, to put them into the families, make sure they're still on that. Also,
I don't know what you mean by put them in the families.
remember we talked last time about they were going to get the servants into the Greendalls?
Oh, right. So you wanted to
Well,
hire, get a servant to work for the Greendall family. Right.
Yeah, that's correct. And no, obviously, just to get it started. Also, I'll extend that. We will also need information about the Wyatts, so make sure you focus on them as well. I'll leave that in your hands, sir.
Okay. Max's wife looks a little exasperated with you. There are so many things to do. There's only so much I can do at one time, you know.
In that case, you best get started. And speaking of which, just one more thing on top of that, then. Just make sure you ladies start working with the nobles. Make sure that obviously we would have damaged some reputations. So actually need them to get excited about the change. So I'll leave that
I don't
with
understand what that means. Not one bit. Work with them, get them excited. What are you talking about?
Well, visit with the Moon folk, whatever you do, and talk about the future and suss them out, and then start to work with them and talk to them and get them to see the benefits.
Of the future. The benefits of the future.
Well, specifically in regards to the events. Come on, keep up.
Oh, Stefan. We will do what we can. It is
Well,
delicate work that cannot be rushed. The
Of course not, but at
intricacies
least-
of diplomacy are delicate.
Yes, that's why I'm telling you to start now, so that in the future we can bear the fruit from that. Because at the moment we have put ourselves in a very high-risk position where we have promised a lot and we don't have the resources to do that.
Well, someone maybe shouldn't have promised quite so much.
In that case, you can look forward to the time when we run out of places to search and then you're out on the street. I'll be okay because I have my good looks. You, on the other hand, I'll be in that position.
Well, I am. And she storms out of the room in a huff.
See? That's true diplomacy. All right.
Okay. Before we head out, how is Kel Reginald Reveley, I believe his full name is? He's looking for the recruits, and then our father is giving them the basic training.
Yes. Kel Reginald has been looking around town for able-bodied men to join your ranks. I don't think we had quite figured out how many soldiers that you wanted to pick up.
I would think 10.
Was it 10? Okay.
So that we could take like probably 5 at a time on patrols, if that makes sense. Unless someone else has got a better number, because I don't know how to numbers.
So, he has indeed found 10 men from town that are willing to join up for your household guard. Let's see, we had decided that each one, you need to buy them a spear, probably 2 spears for each one, so that's 10 gold, and the armor is 10 gold, so that's 20 gold per person, just in gear, and then they have monthly wages as well. So we're looking at 200 gold to arm and armor all these people, and then their monthly wages. Go. Their monthly wages are 2.5 gold. So that's another 24 gold a month per person, or 24 gold a month for your monthly expenses, and 200 to arm and armor them. So he cannot start properly training them until they are armed. At the minimum, armor can come a little bit later.
I have many
what was
backup
the-
spears. Probably 8.
So what was the 20 gold for? It was 2 gold a spear, right? And 10 gold.
It's 5 gold a spear and 10 gold for the
5
armor,
gold.
and he reckons each one needs 2 spears. So 10 gold for the weapons, 10 gold for the armor, 10 people, so 20 gold total. 200 gold for the arms and armor.
Gee, that's how much the Nicholas would have brought in.
So
So we're giving them long spears and not short spears.
no, short spears because long spears don't have the
Oh.
amazing ability.
Yeah, short spears are 1 gold.
Right,
each.
I was looking at the wrong thing on the table. So it should be 12 times 10, so it should be 120 gold, not 200 gold. Good catch.
Yeah, so the short spear is the standard spear a guard should be holding.
Right.
Long spear, the big battlefield thing.
Right. So it should be 120 gold to outfit them, and then 24 gold a month to pay them.
We can probably do that. I have to update these expenses. So, are we gonna have to start paying the mason immediately? I guess we might as well.
When he arrives.
Okay.
And make sure to get the receipt from the mason so we can claim it back from the countess.
I don't think the tax system here works quite like that.
And I don't know if the Mason can actually read or write.
So 24 gold a month for the soldiers.
Yes.
Our expenses are now 274 gold a month.
Do you have 120 gold to pay for their arms and armor?
Yeah, we do.
Okay. So subtract that, and then we'll just say the arms and armor get made during your downtime, and they'll be ready in a... The weapons can be ready in a few days. There's probably already weapons lying around that can just be picked up. The armor will probably take a while to make. So let's say at the end of this month, all the armor will be ready for your troops.
Okay.
Do we have enough gold to pay for this month?
No.
Yes, barely. Well, we have with Ty's armor and stuff. We have enough.
Wait, aren't I wearing that?
Yeah.
We,
Oh yeah, you're wearing the chainmail, aren't you?
we're not selling useful equipment like that because
Exactly
we're
right.
not,
That's crazy. We're purchasing armor, and so selling it is, that's why we need to stockpile it. What would be
We're
better
not
is
giving any guards chain
perhaps
or light crossbows. Those
perhaps
are
we could sell that mithril, and that would pay for the month.
I don't think that's happening. It's fun. We have so without the chainmail, we're a little bit short.
that's why we're going out now to pick up gold.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
very important.
So, Father, whereabouts did you bury the treasure in Nixon?
God, I wish I could draw you a map.
Can you not talk
Well,
together?
All right. So there's this estate. It's over the bridge and down a few blocks.
Down a
God,
few
I don't
blocks
know
in
how to
which
describe
direction?
how to describe its location properly.
If it's an estate, it's probably quite a big building, right?
There are a few big estates there. This is the one with the marble
Unmarked.
columns on the porch.
Marble columns.
Yeah. Well, they're probably not real marble, but they're marbled columns on the front
Okay.
porch. The treasure, the loot is hidden around the back side, next to the cellar door. There was a big rock that I put over the spot.
Okay. What should we be expecting there?
All manner of monsters.
We camped outside there before, and we encountered something with these long, floppy tentacles.
Ugh. Yeah, I'm familiar with them. You'll look, man. Look, son. There's a whole bunch of things in there.
I understand.
You'll fight. You'll come across all manner of beasts. Your worry about you. It's a dangerous place. You know, these things have a way of vanishing without you noticing, or appearing out of buildings you thought you've checked out. It's easier to sneak in than it is to fight your way in, because there's just so damn many of them.
I could certainly try that. I'm probably better at sneaking than you are, to be frank.
And that certainly makes sense, considering that you just traded a priceless amulet for a lump of rock.
I'm sorry, mithril is quite the priceless material as well.
Kids, shut up. We have real work to do now. Look, you might be better off getting your bearings first. It's a complicated place, and without a proper map, I won't be able to tell you where the treasure is hidden. So you might have to spend a little while figuring out the layout of the land, or you dive right in. You know, you get in too far without knowing the right ways out, and you're going to get yourself stuck. Sometimes roads don't end up being roads. They kind of break into a tributary to the river all of a sudden.
Well,
This is wise. So we should establish a camp on the other side of the river, something defensible, and then set out from there. Which sounds like that could draw more creatures to us if we're there for too long.
Yeah, well, it's a shitty situation. Now,
certainly is.
that treasure was buried pretty deep in the city. There might be some lighter things on the, not on the outskirts, but that stuff's completely drained. If you can't get that deep in, there's also an older, one of the churches in town. It's a little bit closer to the river. Now I've picked over the upper floors of it, but I didn't go down to the crypts. It spooked me a little bit. But those crypts might have some good stuff in them. That might be a little bit more bite-sized, if you know what I mean.
And specifically, whereabouts is this older church?
All right, so if you're on the river, you'll see the spire on the other side. It's maybe, I don't know, 700 feet in from the river. But the problem is the bridge that crosses it is really far down. If you could swim across, or not swim, of course, fucking carp. If you can get yourself a little raft or something, you can make it across, dart in, grab some stuff, and head back out. If you got to go over the bridge is maybe, you know, a couple thousand feet down the river, up the river. So it's a precarious situation, you know.
Are you saying we should come from the south or the north of the city?
Got to come from the north. Well, wait, hold on. Are you? Oh, you're talking about heading over on the east bank and walking in from that. I normally go in across the riverside from the west, because there's that bridge, you know. You could head in through the north side. I've never actually done that.
Are the walls intact?
Some of them, but most of them are pretty well ruined. I don't know anything about the north or the western walls. I've always preferred to sleep in comfortable houses, so I head across from the river so I can stay with our fine friends and comrades. Greendalls. They have a house or an estate just this side of the river in Darbloon. Good place to stay.
We've been there a time or two.
Kel Rugsman Greendall is an honorable man, even if he's not always pleased to see me.
I'm not so
he'll put
sure
you up.
about that, but regardless.
He's put me up for years. The other way would be workable too. You might have to pass through the edge of Hagthor's claim. Careful not to go too deep in there. And you'd have to pass by River Grove, and them centaurs are... what's the right word? Unpredictable. Surly's a good one too.
Oh, we encountered some of them that weren't too bad, but there seems to be two groups, at least two groups. And the other group, we've encountered them as well, and they're not so kind.
And that was when we once again gave away more of our wealth. It seems to be our fearless leader's leadership
Don't question
style.
your brother. He's in charge. You need to show loyalty to him.
Even if he leads us to bankruptcy. Regardless, was the estate to the south or the north of the bridge, which is in the
The
center?
estate is the south, just a little bit, but it's deeper into the city. The church is on the southern side of town. The bridge is
so
more or less in the middle.
both are on the southern side.
Yeah. Could approach from the south, but there's no real way to cross the river below Nixon. There's no fording points, and no more bridges.
We could just go around the city from the north, or we could go south around Lake Lorraine and come back up north.
There might be a crossing point at the lake, or
I
below
think the
it.
only one of us that can build a raft would be Max.
Rafts
Well-
aren't too complicated, are they?
Buy a boat and bring it down there.
No one can buy a
Suppose.
boat. It's what we talked to the fishermen. They cost 300 gold pieces.
Get a
Big
small
boat
boat.
costs 300 gold pieces.
Get a rowboat.
At least
Those
smaller
can't be
one.
that expensive.
The other thing is we don't have any money because once again our fearless brother gave away gold for a lump of ore.
You know, you should stop
Mithril
complaining
is
about your
nice.
fearless brother. It's very unbecoming. He's part of your
But-
household. He's the leader of your household. Bitching about
that
him
case-
isn't going to get anything done. It's just going to make
that
us
case-
look like squabbling idiots to everyone else.
In that case, he should look after the family first, since he is the leader, rather than his own armory.
That's
In
the
any
way to
case-
say it. Good job.
But in any case, so are we gonna get a raft, or are we just gonna circle around?
Can we rent a raft for half some small price? Can a raft hold all of us and like 2 donkeys? We're going to need to haul back some loot.
Well, a raft. It depends on what you mean by raft, really. A raft probably couldn't. We could certainly get a boat big enough to do that, but that might be expensive.
If we aren't in a hurry, we could take a couple of trips too.
Mm-hmm.
Might be able
see
to
any
buy a
problem in
rowboat
walking
from one of these fishermen in town. I know some of them use real fishing boats. Some of them just use tiny ass rowboats. Rowboat might
How
suit
much?
you.
How much did the treasure weigh,
I
roughly?
couldn't carry it all on my back, so
Yeah.
we're talking 80 pounds. I don't know. The
So
mix
we're
of
going
things.
to the donkey. I think we go overland rather than taking a raft.
Yes, I'd like to look for some poisons on the way. Anyway,
All right. So
The Lord
we.
Thorn. Do you think that church you were talking about, would it be tall enough or for us to see out from the top of it? Maybe get a better bearing from there?
Most definitely. You could get into it, yeah.
That could be a good plan. If we don't find anything in the crypts, go up to the top of the church, look around.
Just remember, if we go into a church or down into crypts, we block ourselves off on a one-way thing. Monsters, they'll come up to us and we've got no way out. We go down into a crypt, they come after us from the way we came. So tactical decisions, that kind of thing, before we choose. But yes,
Dangerous stuff. From my gatherings, the monsters are a little bit more densely populated, closer to the center of town. I would expect them to be along the riverbanks more, but they're not. There's more of them towards the center, towards the keep. Don't know why. Although if you could ever get into the keep, I'm sure you'd find vast riches. But that's an impossible task for the time being.
Where around is it? Just the whole keep surrounded with monsters? Or is it
Well, I mean, it's not literally crawling in the streets. You're more likely to run into creatures and more creatures the closer you get to the heart of the town.
Yes, I was simply wondering because I could scale the keep, possibly from the side, if it were easier to do so rather than going in the front door.
Probably be easier, but the area around the keep is also pretty bested.
I understand.
Yeah.
Well,
All right, so I say we go head east, pass by the centaurs, stick to the river, then go around the wall and come in from the south, or around Nixon coming from the south.
All right.
I think sounds good.
Pick up supplies. Let's go.
Okay. So how many days worth of supplies do you guys need?
Oh,
And how many days worth of
week.
supplies do you guys have?
you know what? I don't know.
Well, how long will it take to get there and back?
Let's see. It's about 15 miles plus 12 miles. That's 27. And then another 7. So 34 miles to Nixon if you go all the way around. And then same distance back. So a day and a half to get there, a day and a half to get back. If you're going at max movement speed, you guys are currently moving at 9?
I move at 9, yeah.
We're moving at 9.
So 18 and 18. So it's 2 days to get there and 2 days to get back.
And don't forget to pick up a nice big shovel or 2 on the way.
Yes, a good idea.
For what? Oh, the treasure, I understand. Arthur, do you know that area? I suppose you probably don't.
No, not really. But I could spend some time hunting while we're down there to
That's what I was.
supplement
That's
our
exactly
food.
what I was thinking about. You read my mind. Do we think we could gather enough food for the 4 of us and the donkey by hunting on the way down?
Maybe. It's going to be more slow going then. It's going to take you a longer period of time because you're going to have to spend a few hours hunting and then cleaning the food and cooking the food and that sort of thing. So it'll probably take you 3 or 4 days to get there if you hunt along the way. But presumably he could catch enough food.
It might be better just
2 gold
it-
each.
yeah.
2 gold each. 4 times 4 is 16. 16 times. It's not really that expensive if we just buy rations, I don't think.
And the time might be more important.
Yeah, it is. Because that's more days that we're not getting any money to pay rent.
All right.
So, we
I was
spent-
just offering.
If we spend 3.2 gold, we have enough. So I think we'll just buy rations, probably.
All right, cool.
Okay.
So we're just gonna
So
get
you
And the
guys
shovel.
buy a bunch of rations, you buy a shovel, you gear up, and you get ready to head out to Nixon. Today's the 8th of January for you guys. And we're going to go to break, and when we come back, we will do the first leg of your trip, and we'll see how far you get. So see you guys on the other side of our break. Bye-bye.